All right. Welcome everybody to Sunday Yin. Here we go. Excuse me there. Today is going to be a relaxing sequence, working mostly into the legs and quite a few reclined positions since it's Sunday evening and we're all trying to rest and relax. So start by coming into a seated position, comfortable seated position in the middle of your mat. And we'll just take a second to center ourselves here in the moment. Night night. Good night night. Good night night. Good boy. And we'll start by inhaling our arms up to the sky, taking a nice deep breath and letting it go. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale your arms up to the sky above your head. And exhale, release. Inhale your arms up one more time. This time, putting your palms in Namaste, bringing your hands down to your heart. At this time, closing your eyes. And if you'd like to set an intention for today's Yin class, you can do so now. And from here, opening the eyes, we're going to come into all fours or tabletop position with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we'll start by doing some gentle cat-cow movements. So first, inhaling, gently arching the back to look up into cat. And exhaling, rounding your spine, looking towards your belly for cow. Inhaling into cat again. And exhaling into cow. Do this a few more times, working with your own breath. Moving with your inhales and exhales. Spread the tops of your feet on the mat. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine and pause. And then press back, sending your hips onto your heels and come into a child's pose with your forehead resting on the mat. Or if that's not within your practice today, you can use a pillow or a block to bring the floor a little bit closer to your forehead. But giving your head something to rest on so it feels a little bit more restorative. You can choose to have your arms stretching in front of you or resting next to the sides of your body. So in Yin, we hold each pose for a little bit longer than other types of yoga. So today we're going to be holding each pose for about 2 to 3 minutes. So in every position, try to find a pose that's comfortable that you can rest in for a little bit more of an extended period of time. So if that means playing around with the position a little bit as you get into it, please do so. In this type of yoga, it's also really common that your thoughts might race. So if you do feel your mind wandering, try to bring it back to the present moment and focus in on your breath and observing your inhales and your deep exhales. If you had your arms next to the sides of your body, bring them out towards the front of your mat, in front of your head. And on your next inhale, press your hips up and come into a lying down position on your stomach, with your stomach and your pelvis grounded on the mat. From here, we're going to come into a lying quad stretch. So you can, with your arms, you can just have your arms in front of your head like this. And then with your right arm, bend your right knee and hold on to your foot or the ankle. If this isn't accessible today, you could also use a strap here to help hold on to your foot, or a towel. And you would just wrap that strap around your foot and hold on to that strap. So this is a lying quad stretch, and we'll do each side one at a time. So this first, the right side, we're going to hold this for 3 minutes. And again, you can rest your head, your forehead on the mat, or maybe on your hand, whatever feels comfortable. I'm going to try not to talk too much during these positions and just try to let you relax and release deeper into each of the poses. I'm sorry. All right, release your foot back down to the mat and release your right arm. And we're going to go on to the other side. So this time, bend your left knee and hold on to your foot, your ankle, or put a strap around your foot and hold on to the strap to bring your heel closer to your buttock. And then we'll rest our foreheads on the mat or your hand, maybe your forearm. And again, we'll stay here for another 3 minutes. Yin Yoga is all about encouraging your body to relax so that you can get deeper into the muscles, into the connective tissue that surround all of the muscles in our bodies. The more that you can encourage your muscles to relax with the suggestion of your mind and your breath, the more comfortable these positions will be, and also the more you'll be able to work on your flexibility. If you think about tilting your pelvis towards the mat here, you'll feel a bit deeper of an opening in your quad. But otherwise, in all of these positions, try to only use the muscles that are necessary to keep you in the position and relax everything else. On your next exhale, release your foot down to the mat, release your arm, and place your elbows on the mat, bringing your chest up and hovering your shoulders or holding your shoulders roughly above your elbows so that your arms are making a 90-degree angle with your palms grounded on the mat. This is our Sphinx pose, a gentle back bend, and we're going to stay here for another few minutes. Thinking about lifting your chest up and not rounding or dropping your chest towards the ground like this. Instead, keeping your chest nice and lifted and your shoulder blades drawing down your back. Let the skin on your face relax. If you're clenching your jaw, release that. Bend your knees and press your hips back into a quick closed kneed child's pose. And then grab your strap and come onto your back, reclining on the mat. We're going to come into a reclining leg stretch. So we're going to begin with our right leg. If you are using a towel or a strap or any kind of prop, I'd like you to place it around the outside of your foot, kind of like a stirrup, and then hold with your right hand wherever's comfortable. Now, in this position, I'd like you to think about keeping your left hip grounded on the mat and also keeping your shoulders grounded as well. So if you're here trying to hold onto your foot, just release your hand down so that you can comfortably put your shoulders on the mat and your head as well. Now, straighten your leg any amount by gently pulling on the strap and flexing your toes towards your face. And this is going to be our first position that we're going to hold for a few minutes. Now, the strap is optional. If you are very flexible, you have very flexible hamstrings, you can also just hold on to the back of your leg to be also a little bit more intense on the arms. You can hold your big toe with two peace fingers. Again, keeping both of your hips grounded, your tailbone grounded, and just working into opening the back of the right leg. You might find that over the course of these few minutes, the more that you relax, you might be able to walk your hand up your strap or bring your foot a little bit closer to your hand. And that's totally normal. The more that you relax, the easier it will be to open. slowly start to bend your knee and release your right foot back down onto the mat. And then we're going to move to the other side. So place your left foot inside of the strap or the towel, whatever prop you're using. This time holding the strap with your left hand and releasing your right arm down to the ground. And again, here with your shoulders and your hips grounded on the mat, think about bringing your toes towards your nose, gently flexing your foot, and feeling that nice opening in the back of the left leg. Breathing deeply here. Maybe re-engaging with your intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And encouraging the back of the legs to release and relax. If you find that it's a little bit tough to hold on to the strap with your hand, you can also make a loop with the strap. And hold on to the other end of the loop with your arm, or if it's a large enough loop, you can even place it behind your head and use your neck as the counterbalance. But I think maybe only Carolyn has a strap, so sorry about that. Okay, so from here, I'd like you to start bringing your left foot down towards the left side of your body. We're going to open up into another variation of this reclining leg stretch, this time coming into the inner thigh. So when you're in the first position, start by turning the toes out to the left and turning your heels slightly in towards the midline. And then slowly begin to open up your leg to the left and just let it go as far as it does, wherever it may fall. Wherever you are in this arc, half arc maybe, is, and wherever it feels comfortable for you is going to be a great opening into your hips. You can also place a block or a pillow underneath your foot if you'd like more support on underneath your left foot. But otherwise, just stay in stillness where you are and think about breathing into the inner thigh, the inner leg here, and keeping your shoulders and your right hip especially glued to the mat. On your next inhale, slowly begin to bring your leg back to center and release your foot out of the strap. We're going to come onto the other side now. I'm just going to turn around so I have more room. But this time we'll place our right foot into the strap with our left leg long on the mat, holding the strap with your right hand. Begin to take your foot or turn your foot actually slightly to the right so that your pinky toe is coming out to your right. And then begin to bring your leg down towards your right side, letting it rest wherever it stops, keeping your left hip grounded as well as your left shoulder. If you feel yourself tilting and your left hip starts coming up off the mat, bring your leg higher up away from the ground. On your next inhale, start to bring your right leg back to center and release your foot out of the strap and let your leg come down next to your left leg, out long. And we're going to meet in a seated position with both of your legs straight out in front of you. So from here, we're going to come into a half butterfly position or Jana Shirstasana. So with both of your feet flexed and your legs as straight as is possible for you. If you have trouble straightening your legs here, I'd suggest you sit on some elevation, so pillow or a couple blankets, and that'll make the next couple of postures a lot more accessible. So let's start by inhaling the right knee up and placing the right foot inside of the left leg. From here, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, lift your arms up, and start to twist gently towards your left so that your belly button is in line with your long, straight leg. And then from your hips, begin to fold, keeping your lower back straight, and let your arms rest wherever they land on your leg. Again, keeping your lower back, your entire back here really as long and straight as possible, and only folding from the hips, bringing your abdomen towards your thigh. This is another place where you can use the strap if you'd like. You can place it around the outside of your foot and hold onto the strap to help you fold rather than your leg. From here, on an inhale, come back up to seated. Ground your right foot and bring your right foot to the outside of your left leg. Lift your right arm up and begin to twist towards your right, towards that bent leg, and then let your right hand ground on behind you on the mat. And you can either hold your leg kind of hugging it in towards you, or you can bring your elbow the outside of your right knee, coming into a seated twist. All right, release that twist, and we're going to come into half butterfly on the other side. So coming back to a straight leg position, this time inhaling your right knee in towards your chest and placing your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Flexing your right foot, bringing your arms up above your head, look up, Twist your right slightly to bring your belly button in line with your right leg, and then fold from your hips to come down into half butterfly. From here, inhale back up to seated, and we're going to come into that twist on the other side. So ground your left foot and then take your left foot to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, lift your chest, bring your left arm up and back, and then bring your right arm either around your knee to hug it in towards your chest, or bring your right elbow on the outside of your left knee and twist to your bent leg to your left. Exhale to release the twist. Shake out your legs a little bit. And we're going to come into a full butterfly position this time. So I'd like you to bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees relax out towards the side. And from here, holding either your ankles or maybe your toes, lift your chest up while grounding your sit bones into the mat. Really lengthening out through your entire spine here, as if there was a string attached to the crown of your head that's pulling you up towards the sky. And on an exhale, begin to fold from your hips, bringing your abdomen towards your heels. You can use the elbows to gently press on the legs to help them open a little bit more, and then relax in whatever position you're in. On your next inhale, come back up, release the fold, and we're going to meet in a reclined position on your mat. Supta Baddha Konasana with your legs in the same position. So with the soles of your feet together and your knees out, this time just with your back and your head also on the mat. You can rest your hands on your thighs here or just next to you with your palms facing up. From here, use your hands to bring your knees back together and then walk your feet mat distance apart and give yourself a few windshield wipers, letting your knees drop to one side of the mat and then the other, slowly releasing the lower back. From here, we're going to come into a reclined child's pose, which is basically just hugging your knees in towards your chest. So for a moment, bring your head up to your knees. Hug yourself tight into a little ball. Give yourself a nice tight hug. And then release the head and the chest and the upper back onto the mat. And keep your knees tucked in towards your chest using your arms to support them there. If you'd like to give yourself movement, you can gently rock left to right. Give your lower back a little bit of a massage. And when you're ready, come back into stillness, into this reclined child's pose. From here, let's come into happy baby. Either hold the outsides of your calves, your ankles, or maybe the outsides of your feet, and relax your knees down towards the mat. Here, you can also add some movement, rocking side to side if you would like. And when you're ready, come back to stillness in the center of your mat. In this position, your tailbone should be grounded onto the mat. If that's not happening, then walk your hands down your legs, maybe holding onto the outsides of your calves or your ankles. Start to bring your knees back towards one another and let your feet ground on the mat and come into our final resting pose, Shavasana, with your legs on your arms straight out, relaxing onto the mat. Wiggle your shoulder blades in towards one another. This, this is a stabilizing action for the shoulders. And allow your palms to face up towards the ceiling, letting your feet relax and splay out wherever they might. Relax the muscles of your face here. Close your eyes and let your eyes relax back into their sockets. Relax your jaw by gently giving yourself some space in between your teeth. Maybe checking in with that intention again and letting everything go here. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your arms up above your head and give yourself a nice full body stretch. And then roll to your right, coming into a fetal position, supporting your head on your upper arm. And when you're ready, press yourself into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Come into a comfortable seated position, and we'll close off class with one deep breath in together, inhaling your arms up above your head, bringing your palms into namaste, exhaling your palms to your heart, bowing your head down to your heart. Namaste.